that I was in, I would just plug it into this template because it worked, right? That's what funnel hackers do. We model, and so I modeled that. And that was the very first one I saw, and it was a big deal. Okay, so let me walk you through just the basics of how lead funnels work. Okay, so on the landing pages are simple, right? I'm doing an exchange. I'm saying, look, if you give me your email address, I will give you something in exchange. Okay, we call these lead magnets. Okay, this is going to get somebody in, and they're going to come into your list, and they're going to be on your list, right? So I created a lead magnet. So in this example right here, it's the Going Pro. This is Brian Rand's. It's one of my favorite lead funnels. It's just so clean and simple. So I want to show this here, but it's very simple. It's like, hey, give me your email address, and I will give you this little ebook I wrote. Okay, so his lead magnet is the Going Pro Manifesto, and I'm going to trade you for the email address. Very simple transaction, right? Okay, so that's the very first step. Then after they give you the email address, on the next page, a couple of things I want to mention on the first page before I go to the second page. Right. Actually, I'll go to the second page. So on the second page, then you actually go and you give them the thing, right? So it's like, give me your email address, I'll give you this thing. And then page number 2, you just give them the thing. Like, here you go. Don't be those people who are like, oh, like, if you buy the thing now, I'll give it to you. Like, no, like actually give them value. Like, you promise them something, you give them value. And what Brian did here is really cool, and we'll learn more about this as we go on, is he got the lead, he gave them the ebook, and then right here, it's like step 2, click here, which then takes them to the next funnel, which then he sells them something. Okay, we'll come back to that. We'll go a lot deeper into that here in a minute. Okay, I'm gonna go back to this. So the best practices on a landing page, number 1 is it's simple. Okay, most people will come in and they have a landing page that's super complex and like, it's not converting, why not? I'm like, there's so much stuff happening. Okay, simplicity is best. Most of my landing pages, you'll see there's a headline, there's an image, and there's a box. That's it. Almost no other images, no videos. Like, most of mine are so simple. Okay, so simple is big. Number 2 is curiosity. Okay, if you say like, hey, if you opt in, I'm going to show you guys how to lose weight, they might be like, oh, well, I gotta eat less calories. Or I gotta eat less calories than I burn, right? Like, that's not going to cause curiosity. If you're like, hey, give me your email address, I'm going to show you how I lost 32 pounds while eating hot dogs, hamburgers, and ice cream. So wait, what? That doesn't make any sense. So they're curious. Now they're going to be willing to do it. And the last thing is just tell them what to do. Like, go click on this thing and give me your email address. Okay? So the biggest things are simplicity, curiosity, and telling them what to do. Specifically telling them, okay? That's the secret to a lead funnel, to the landing page. The more simple, the more curiosity, the higher conversions are going to be. So anytime I look at a landing page, it's like, it's not working, Russell, why not? Like, it's either too complex or there's not enough curiosity. So that's kind of the metrics to know what's happening, okay? The next thing I want to point out is that it doesn't have to be hard, okay? I'm going to go deep into lead magnets in a minute, but it doesn't have to be hard. This is Brendan Bouchard. He spoke at our last Funnel Hacking Live event. Brendan's, like, his lead magnet is one piece of paper. It's like, hey, here's this piece of paper that gives CEOs that help them be more productive. You want it? Give me your email address and I'll send you the piece of paper. Like, that's it. Like, that is a lead magnet. So don't think like, I have to write a book or I have to do this huge thing. Or like, it can be really, really, really simple. Brendan has used this to build a huge list of people. Just like, hey, this is this one piece of paper. They put in the email on the next page. He gives them the PDF they can print out, and that's it. Okay. The KISS test was a paragraph. Like, it doesn't have to be bulky and huge. It just has to be something exciting. We're like, I want that thing. I'm curious about what is the one-page productivity planner? What is it? I need that. That's what we're looking for. Okay. All right, this right here right now is my highest converting lead funnel. And again, it is so simple. It's 2 pages. There's no fancy pants design or anything. It's literally, there's a headline, there's a picture of the thing they're gonna get. They give me the email address, you click the button, and on the next page, we just give them the thing. Like, there's the link to the thing you just asked for, okay? If you look at this, these are some of our stats on it. In the last, I think, 7 or 8 months since we've had this, we've generated 148,000 leads from this funnel, which is insane. I'll explain the numbers and math behind here in a second. But the landing page conversion is 55.63% after 7 or 8 months. Okay, so more than half people who land on the page actually give me their email address, okay? And that's really, really high. You can build a really good business when it converts to 20% or 30%, but the things that make it increase the higher conversion are, we talked about before, simplicity. Look how simple this page is. Curiosity, like, what are the 99 marketing secrets that are going to change your business and change your life? Ooh, that looks cool. Like, there's all this curiosity driven inside of there, which makes people want to opt in. Okay, so more than half people land on the page actually opt in. It's very simple. Okay, here's another one of mine. Again, very simple. Here's the marketing secrets binge guide. Just give me your email address and I will give it to you. Okay, and they do, and then boom, I just give it to them. Okay, both of these 2 landing pages go to the exact same thank you page. That's why I have the download links for both of them. Okay, because as you'll see here in a minute, like, you're not just going to create one lead funnel. People are like, I'm just gonna make one perfect thing. Like, no, you get a whole bunch of them really, really fast because you have no idea what people are gonna respond to. So if you spend a ton of time building one, you may spend a month trying to build one, it doesn't work, and then you're out of luck, right? We do them quickly. Like this one I spent maybe 2 minutes building. One prior, maybe 5 minutes because I had to think of a good headline. Okay, they're simple, they both go to the exact same page, but we're building them really, really quickly so we can see what's gonna work, okay? Again, very, very simple. Okay, so that's some of the history of where these lead funnels come from. So now that you understand some of the history, kind of you've seen some examples, how they work, how simple they are, the second thing I'll talk about is I need you to understand how just the marketing business works, okay? The money is in the list, in all businesses, okay? It's interesting. For whatever reason, most entrepreneurs think that the value of their business is in like the product they created or their brains or their like whatever it is. Like that's what they think their business is all about, right? But it's not true. In all businesses, the only actual asset inside of a business is your customer list. We understand that. If you look back at big companies throughout time, right? I remember the very first time I got this, it was right after eBay bought Skype for like, I don't know, $2.3 billion, something crazy like that, right? And I was like, wait a minute, eBay's got the best developers in the world. They could literally like clone Skype in a weekend if they wanted to. Why did they spend $2.3 billion for Skype? Like, oh, well, Skype had 100 million users at the time. They were buying the user base, okay? Why did Facebook buy Instagram? Literally, Facebook could have built Instagram in a weekend. They didn't need it, right? Why did they give all that money to them? They wanted the customer base. They wanted all the people. They wanted the list. Okay, in all businesses, the list is the sellable asset. Okay, if I were to sell ClickFunnels someday, guess what they're buying? They're not buying a funnel building software, as amazing as that is. They're not buying Russell Brunson. They're not buying my ebooks and my physical products and my coaching. They're buying the customers who are using the software. That is the sellable asset in every single business. Okay, so you have to understand that a lot of times we think that the business is the product or the service or you, and it's not. It's the customers. That is your business. Okay, so you have to like grow that in your head. Like the list is the key. And I'm so grateful. One of my very first mentors was a guy named Mark Joyner. And he drilled this in my head over and over and over again 15 years ago. And because of that, like that's been my focus point, okay? I look at all the marketers who've been in the same business as me for the last decade and a half. Most of them are gone. Most of them disappeared. We've surpassed all of them by a lot. It's because of my extreme focus on the customer list. The list is the key, okay? So I'm going to try to drive this in your head because some of you guys think, oh, lead funnel, like, why do I need a lead funnel, Russell? I have this big old webinar funnel over here and this funnel over here. It's like, because the lead funnel is but $1 per name per month is actually on the lower side. I'll show you here in a second, okay? So $1,000 people on your list, make $1,000 a month. Okay, 10,000 people on your list, $10,000 a month. 100,000 people list, $100,000 a month, okay? And so on and so forth, okay? I always tell people, like, as soon as you get like, we look at this 10,000 people on your list, that's $120,000 a year. You're six figures when you get 10,000 people on your list. 100,000 people on your list, you're $1 million a year. Okay, like there's a direct correlation. That's if you kind of do it poorly. Okay, and these numbers synced for me. I remember when I first got started and somebody told me this, and sure enough, like I think my very first month I got like 217 people on my list. That month I made like $300. I was like, weird. And I got to 1,000 and I was synced, and then 5,000, 10,000, 50,000, 100,000, a million, million and a half. Like it syncs really close. Okay. Now, most of you guys, if you follow what I'm gonna teach you guys during this training, you should actually average a lot more. Okay, $1 per name is like if you're just sending out emails. If you actually build a relationship with your list, those should be a lot higher, okay? There's a direct correlation between how much money you're gonna make and your relationship with that list. Okay, I was doing the math last night, and right now we average, it's just shy of $10 per month per name on my email address list, okay? And so that's kind of in my business. Okay, some of you guys are like a local business, and maybe you're like, man, Russell, I live in Boise, Idaho. I'm not going to get, 1,000 people on my list is like half of the town. I'm not going to make that much money, right? Okay, that's on the low end. Okay, especially in like local businesses where you have a better ability to have a relationship because they're coming into your place. Like that should be $10, $50, whatever that might be. Okay, but just I want to give you guys that benchmark because when I say like, look, we added 150,000 people to our list through this lead funnel. I want you to put it in your mind, like worst case scenario means Russell gave himself a $150,000 a month raise, okay? I always talk about in this business, it's like, the question is like, how do I give myself a raise every single day, right? If you wanted to give yourself a $1,000 a month raise in a traditional business, right? Or a $10,000 a month raise or $100,000 a month raise, and say you're a doctor, like you gotta go back to school for like, an extra 12 years to specialize in this thing. Whereas here it's like, okay, let's focus on building a list, let's grow more people into this, and then I gave myself a raise. Every single day, it's like, how do I give myself a raise today? How do I give myself a raise today? It's by adding people to your customer list, okay? All right, Now, I'm walking through the phases. So the first phase of having a lead funnel, especially for some of you guys who are just getting started, right? You're like, I don't have any products to sell yet, Russell. So the first phase is not focusing on selling something. It's just building a relationship, right? Okay, so step number one is building a list and then building a relationship with that list, okay? A good example is this right here. This funnel that I showed you guys earlier today, I don't sell anything on the back of it. Somebody comes here, I ask them the email address, then I take them to the thank you page where they download it, but I say, hey, thanks for signing up. Subscribe to my podcast, okay? Because this ebook is a bunch of episodes from my podcast. Subscribe to my podcast, right? And that's it. I don't sell them anything. So they subscribe to my podcast. And what happens when they subscribe to my podcast? Now they're at home and they're plugging me in the ears while they're working out. They're listening to me talk. Okay, this is Liz Benny right here, listening to the Marketing Secrets podcast. Okay, now I'm in Liz Benny's ears, and every time when she's working out, when she's driving the car, when she's walking, she's listening to me, right? Because podcasting is how I put out most of my content, right? So she's listening to what happens. Yeah, I'm building a list of people, which is awesome, but a bunch of people who don't know who I am, what I believe, what I stand for, doesn't make you any money. A whole bunch of people who know who you are, who understand what you believe, and who listen to you for 20, 30, 40 minutes a day, imagine the relationship you have with them. Okay, it's not hard to sell somebody a 10, a 20, a 30, a $50, $1,000 product when they have a great relationship with you. Most of the people who are in my inner circle who pay me $50,000 a year, they got into my inner circle through the podcast. Is that crazy? So you're like, oh, Russell, where's the ROI on this? The ROI is someone comes in here, I build a relationship with them, and 6 months later, give me a check for $50,000. Okay? Or they come to Funnel Hacking Live because they heard something in one of my episodes that they related to, and so because of that, they came to Funnel Hacking Live. And then Funnel Hacking Live, they joined 2 Comma Club Action. Whatever happened because I built the relationship with them first. Okay? So building lists is not the only thing. Okay? If you just build a list, you're gonna average $1 per name per month. You build the list and then you build the relationships and go to $2, $5, $10, $20, $50. It's gonna go much higher. Okay, so that's the game. Building a list and building a relationship with the list. So initially, especially for all you guys right now who are getting started, like figure out how you're gonna be publishing content and use a lead funnel to get people plugged into that content so you can start building a relationship with them ASAP. Okay? All right. So how do you build a relationship? It all comes down to you publishing stuff. If you've been around me or this community for very long, you know, we always talk about like you have to be publishing all the time. And you're like, oh, I don't like publishing stuff. I remember Stephen Larson, who's one of our 2 Comma Club X coaches now. He, he's one of the guys in our community that's been killing it. He came to the second Funnel Hacking Live event, and he was like, when he showed up, he's like, I will do anything Russell says if I will not publish. I refuse to do that because I don't believe that. I'm selling products and services. I do not want to publish stuff. I don't want to put things out there in the world. And he's like, I'll do anything else Russell says. And the very first presentation, the very first day, I was like, you have to start publishing consistently all the time. That's how you build a relationship with your audience. That's how you increase the value of that relationship. Okay, you have to be publishing stuff. Yeah. And he went home all angry and mad, and then he started his podcast. And the podcast has fueled his entire business for the last 3 or 4 years since then. Okay, so some of you guys are like, well, Russell, I don't want to do podcasts. So I'm going to give you guys 3 options. You can pick any 3 you want. Okay, so my first question is, how many of you guys like to write? Like I can sit down, I can just write for an hour. I love that. Okay, if you're someone who likes to write, then you should be putting out a blog. Okay, the easiest way to do a blog is go to medium.com, create a free account, and you start blogging today. You don't have to wait for forever, right? When someone comes into your lead funnel, they opt in, they start sending them to your blog. They start reading your blog post, and that's how you start building this relationship with them. Okay, so if you're a writer, you're gonna do a blog. Okay, now if you're not a writer, you're like, writing, I would rather die than write. Okay, that's kind of where I'm at. Like I really struggle blogging. Writing books for me is, let me write a book in like a week and a half. It takes me like a year plus to write a book, and it's so much pain. Writing's hard for me, but audio is super easy. I literally started my podcast. The first 5 years of the podcast, or 4 years of the podcast, was called Marketing Your Car, because I knew that if I had a big fancy studio and all this kind of stuff, I would never actually do it. So I literally got my iPhone out, I click record, I would just drive to the office while I talk. The first 5 years, that's what it was. Then I changed it to the Marketing Secrets podcast, made it all fancy pants, and guess how I record that one? I click record while I'm driving to the office and I record it. And you can hear my car, the engine in the background, all sorts. It doesn't matter because I'm sharing my best stuff with people, and that's what they connect to. They don't care if you're studio quality, all kind of stuff. They care that you're vulnerable, you're sharing your experiences and things like that. Okay? So if you're someone who's like, I don't want to write, but I can do audio, boom, that's your thing. Okay, or number 3, if you're like, I don't like to write, Russell, I don't really like doing audio, but I love to be on video, then do video, start a vlog. It can be a YouTube vlog, it can be Facebook Live, it can be Instagram. It doesn't matter. It's just starting and consistently publishing something. That way, when your list comes in, you can plug them into something so they can start building connection with you. Okay, If you start building a list, you're like, I'm going to come out with the product in a couple months from now. It's going to be amazing. All these people can join your list. They're going to forget who you are. And then your product come out, you're like, launch your product, and nobody will know who you are, and nothing's going to happen. You wasted all this time, the energy, and money building a list because you didn't build the relationship with the list. Okay, it's a two-step process. Build a list and build a relationship with the list. Okay, so how do you do that? Okay, well, this is kind of the timeline. Some of you guys are like, well, Russell, this is tough because like I can't publish what I'm doing because I haven't got my goal yet, right? I have a result. Like when I lose 100 pounds, then I'll start publishing about my weight loss journey. When I make $100 million, then I'll start talking about my business journey. You have to understand, if you do that, you'll never actually get there. Okay, if I felt qualified to start teaching marketing, guess what? I would not have started teaching marketing yet. Okay, I don't feel qualified. It's crazy. It's insane to me that like all these people trust me. I'm like, I'm just figuring this crap out on my own. I didn't go to school for this. I don't have an MBA or a doctorate or even like a regular degree in marketing. I'm just obsessed with it, right? And what's interesting is I started publishing down here when I was even worse. Okay, but then I started publishing and putting things out. I took people on this journey with me. In fact, that's number one. I started documenting the journey. And as I did that, people started jumping in different parts of the path. I remember Stephen Larson told me, he's like, I started listening to your Marketing Your Car podcast. He's like, it's interesting. The first like 45 episodes or so, like it wasn't very good. And about 45, 46, like it started getting good. Now it's like it's on fire. And I think most people, what happens is they start their podcast down here and they do 3 or 4 episodes and like, oh, I suck at this. This is gonna be horrible, and they quit. Okay, I'm lucky. When I started my podcast initially, I didn't know how to check stats. We set up kind of a weird way, so I couldn't even check stats. So I had no idea if anyone was listening to me for 4 years. 4 years in is when we finally figured out how to track it, and I was like, oh, we have a following. And I started looking backwards. I was like, we did it for the first like 3 years. I kept doing it. I was consistent with it. And if I had known that, I would have never done it, right? And so it's being consistent. It's documenting your journey to the result, okay? Because your goal is to help whatever, like business is all about getting people results, right? From your product, your service, whatever the thing is that you're trying to get, right? And so you're taking people on this path. You don't have to be here to help somebody, right? You just have to be 1 or 2 steps in front of them. That's what you have to understand. If you're 1 or 2 steps in front of them and you're publishing and you're putting things out, people will plug in and be like, oh my gosh, this person's ahead of me. Let me plug into them and follow them around and see what's gonna happen. Okay, Jay Abraham said that people are silently begging to be led. They're walking around with an umbilical cord out of their belly button trying to find somebody to plug into. Okay, this is your opportunity. When you start publishing, you start documenting the journey, these people will find you. They're going to plug in and you're going to take them to the result, and you'll be the person who changes their life. Okay, so documenting the journey. And number 2, the other cool thing about this is it gives you the opportunity to start testing your material. You find what things work, what things don't work. And if something's amazing, like, oh my gosh, like this one hit it for some reason, I'm going to build a lead funnel around that. We literally have lead funnels that just someone comes and they opt in to get an episode. Okay, I'm like, hey, my number 1 episode ever downloaded on iTunes is so amazing. I talk about this, this, and this. You want to know what that episode is? Opt in here. They opt in. I'm like, it's episode 47 or whatever it is, right? Like, it doesn't have to be like your lead funnel doesn't have to be this huge crazy thing. It can be just one of your episodes. Could literally be your lead funnel. Okay, so you're testing material, see which ones people respond to, and then based on that, you know what products to create, what services. Like everything else comes from the feedback as you're testing your material. And the best way to test it is through this publishing process. And the last thing, it helps you find hooks. Okay, when we get to advertising and things like that, you got to be really good at figuring out what hooks grab people. And by doing this and testing a bunch of stuff, you start finding those things out. So many people come to me and they're like, they don't do this foundational work first. They come and like, okay, Russell, I want to sell this thing. I'm like, cool, you should sell. Like, hey, I built a funnel, and they like, try to start selling. Like, no one's buying for my funnel. I'm like, well, why not? Like, I don't know. No one's clicking my ads. No one's coming over. No one's giving my email address. I'm like, well, like, have you done this work? Like, what are the hooks that worked in your audience in the past? Okay, what material have you tried? Like, what do they listen to? What do they like? What are the things that they have no idea? Okay, this is not something you should start like when your product's ready. This is something you should start yesterday, like ASAP, today. Okay, is just go and start, because as soon as you start, then you start learning these things. By the time your product's ready here, or whatever that spot might be, then you know what things people respond to. Makes the whole rest of the process a million times easier. Okay, that's how to build a relationship. All right, so phase number 1, generating lead, right? Getting a lead and then building a relationship with them. Now phase number 2 then is you're building a list, okay, and then you start pushing them into your first offer. So this is an example of this. This is Brian Moran's Going Pro Manifesto, right? I showed you guys earlier. You opt in to get the free manifesto. Page number 2, it gives you the manifesto, and then down here is like, cool. Step number 2 after you download this is I'm going to show you how to get your first 1,000 fans on Facebook and Instagram for free in just 7 days. You click on that, boom, takes you to the sales letter, that then sells his training program on that thing. Okay, so you generated the lead, and then he pushes them into the next funnel. Okay, and we're not going to be talking during this training about other funnels, because there's book funnels, webinar funnels, there's high ticket funnels, there's a million different funnels you can push into. It's just I want you to understand, like, that's the next phase, right? Because I want to make sure that like moving forward, a lot of times when you're building your list initially, if you don't have a lot of money, you're doing free things. You're trying to get on podcast interviews, you're doing things, pushing people to your lead magnet, right? The longer term, you want to be able to go and start buying ads. And so this makes it easier for me to buy ads. So I can buy an ad here, and then if 1 out of 10 buy this thing, maybe that covers my ad costs. I can buy more ads, start growing my list as fast as I want. Okay, so that's some of the thoughts. So the second phase is building a list and then pushing them into your first funnel, into the first offer where we actually sell them something. I'm going to be showing you guys tons of examples of both of those. All right, so I want to walk you guys through just kind of the overarching strategy of how we build a list. Because people are like, well, I can't afford to build a list, Russell, or I don't know how it's going to work. And if you understand some of these core principles, it's really not that difficult, okay? So if you look up here, you can build a list for free, which is okay, I'm gonna build it for free. Who already has my dream customers, okay? It's okay, these are the podcasts that have my dream customers. I'm gonna go try to get interviewed on the podcast. And during the podcast interview, and they're like, how can my listeners learn more about you? Well, it's, the best way is to get a free copy of my book. Go to marketingsecrets.com/blackbook. It gives you 99 secrets of how you can, that'll change your business and change your life, right? And I do that in all the podcast episodes to get people for free into my lead funnel, okay? Or I can go and find someone who's got a big blog and become a guest blogger. Hey, can I write an article on your blog? You get a lot of traffic anyway, so you write an article on their blog, and then in the bio, it's like, hey, if you want to learn more from Russell, if you like his stuff, go get go get the Marketing Secrets Black Book, 99 ways to change your business and change lives. Go to marketingsecrets.com/blackbook, and I push them there, right? There's a lot of free ways you can do. So I just gave you two just kind of get the wheels in your head spinning. There's a ton of ways you can do. Or the other one is you start paying for leads, right? Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Google, you're buying leads, you pay for advertising. And typically for us, depending on where it works, usually we spend anywhere from $1 to $3 to get a lead into our world. Now, the first time I heard that, I remember this probably 14 years ago, someone said, yeah, you gotta spend a couple bucks per lead. I was like, what? I can't pay money per lead. That's insane. If I get a list of 1,000 people, it costs me $1,000. It didn't make sense to me until I started understanding this. I want to explain this to you because this makes it where everything's self-liquidating, okay? Your funnels will pay for the leads. We buy leads, okay? We get, 15, 16, 1,700 leads a day, but the process we take them through pays for it, so that they're free. Yes, I'm paying $3 per lead, but it becomes free because I understand this concept, okay? This is how it works. So say I paid, I'm just gonna do $1 for right now. So say I paid $1 to Mark Zuckerberg. So I'm buying Facebook ads where I'm promoting my Marketing Secrets Black Book. They click on the ad, they come over here, they put the email address in, and boom, all of a sudden I have this amazing thing. This is a lead. This is a customer. This is somebody who's interested in my stuff. Okay, the most valuable part of your business. In the future, if you ever sold your company, they're buying that person, not you. Okay, so this is everything in business is this person. This is the most thing. This is what matters the most. Okay, so we have this human being. We're oh my gosh, I gotta love them. I gotta serve them. And then you look at this oh my gosh, it cost me $1. I'm in the hole already. If I get a second lead, I'm in hole 2, 3, and then you start freaking out stop the leads, right? But if you start looking at strategically and say, okay, the lead comes in, right? And let's say I send them an email the first day and I start to build a relationship. I have them go to register my podcast for more information, whatever. So the first email, I made $0 for that email. So now I'm still in the hole $1. Oh crap, I'm still in the hole $1. Okay, this business is not very good. I'm gonna be broke before I know it, right? But then the second day you send out a second email, maybe this email, you're hey, I wrote this really cool book. There's an ebook version selling for $10. Go check it out over here. Or maybe you don't have a product yet, but you're oh my gosh, I love Russell Brunson's product or whatever product, right? And you're an affiliate for someone. In this email here, you're hey, this is something I think you're really gonna like. It's one of my favorite products because of this. You should buy it. If you buy it, I'm gonna give you a really cool bonus where I interviewed the author. I'll send it to you for free. If you buy it through my affiliate link, whatever it is, we send the email out. Not everybody buys, but a percentage buys, right? Okay, so say on that one, from all people who come through, I average 30 cents per email on this one. So now, no longer am I $1 in the hole, I'm only 70 cents in the hole, right? The email number 3, maybe I'm trying to build more relationship. I send them to a webinar. I have them come on a live training, a Facebook Live, whatever it is. I don't make any money on this one. That's okay. I'm building a relationship. And maybe email number 4, I promote something that's like my webinar or a bigger offer. Maybe I average 70 cents per person here. And guess what happened? I made 30 cents here. I made 70 cents here. Right now I'm at break even. I'm 4 days into my sequence. I'm at break even. And now what happens? Everything that happens from this point forward with that relationship with this human being is pure profit. Anything they ever buy today, tomorrow, the next day, is 100% pure profit. I don't have to pay Zuckerberg, I don't have to pay Google, I don't have to pay anybody. That is pure profit. Okay, so what so many of us do is we get the thing of I spent $1 for this lead or $3 for this lead, I'm gonna be broke. It's no, when you build a follow-up funnel, I'm gonna talk about it in a minute, you build a follow-up funnel that's right, you just know hey, on average, about day 8, I break even. Okay, if you know that, going into it's cool, I'm just gonna buy ads, day 8, we break even, there's pure profit after that. Okay, and as long as I build that relationship, if I average $1 per month, that's good. If I build a relationship, I average $3 per month, it gets better, right? So think about this from an investing standpoint, right? Let's say let's say you're spending $3 to get a lead, right? You're like, oh, it's so expensive. But you're averaging $1 per month per lead, right? So month one, you make $1, it costs you $3. Month two, you make $1, it costs you $3. Month three, make $1, and it costs you $3. Now you're break even. Every month after that is again pure profit. Okay, or let's say it costs you $3 per lead, but then you build a relationship really well, you have a really good offer, whatever, you make $3, month one you break even, everything that's pure profit. Okay? So when you guys are thinking about that, like this process, the follow-up funnel and the funnels and things you offer them will liquidate leads, they become free. Okay? I'm paying Zuckerberg and Google, all these places for leads, but those leads become free to me because of the process. Does that make sense? That's the biggest thing. So you understand that, hey, I break even on my leads by day 3 or by day 12 or by day 30, whatever it is, then you start scaling your company because man, day 30 I break even, this is all just pure profit. I've had some clients that have more, they're braver than me. I had one, their company does $70, $80 million a year that brought me in to do consulting with them. And their cycle is long. It takes them 6 months. 6 months on the break even. But after 6 months, everything's pure profit. So they dump so much money and they just know, hey, for 6 months it cost us, boom, 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 and boom, and everything now is profit. Now for most of us, we don't have the ability to like float money for 6 months. And I understand that. That's why all this funnel stuff is so important, right? Like if you create a really good funnel where it's like step 1, they opt in, step 2, it's like, hey, kind of like this. I'm gonna go back one slide. Like this, right? So let's say Brian spends $1.50 lead here, right? Boom, $1.50 lead, they come here. Everyone clicks here, and they say he gets 1 out of 10 people to buy this, and this is like, I don't even know what it is, like a $20 product, right, in this funnel. And say 1 out of 10 buy it, now like all these leads are free. So this funnel is all free. So he breaks even immediately day number 1. Okay, so he's all the way back day 1. Now everything's pure profit, like moving forward for the rest of time. Okay, inside our office, we try to break even on day 1. Like that's always my goal. Sometimes it's day 3, sometimes it's day 5. Like I like to break even on day 1 by having our funnel structured this way. Okay, so long term, this is the goal is when you have products to sell and things like that, is you opt them in, you give them the thing, you push them to a funnel. This funnel we call the self-liquidating offer. That offer should liquidate the cost of leads. Now the lead you get is for free, and then it's just, now it's magic. Okay? Let me go forward now. Okay, so that's some of the marketing math. So hopefully those get those numbers in your head. The biggest ones to think about is like, if I do this wrong, it's $1 per month per lead. If I do it right, it's $3, $5, $10 per month per lead. When that becomes the game, this is like, how do I get more leads? How do I get more leads, right? That's what you should be focusing on as you're trying to grow your company. When I started getting this, I was just like, okay, that's everything for me. Like, if someone asked me, what do you want for Christmas? I want 1,000 leads. All right? It's funny because look at how much money people invest in real estate. Imagine you buy a house, right? And say you put in $100,000 in this house, and your goal from a $100,000 house is to cash flow like $500 a month, right? Like, people do it all day long in real estate, which is great, I guess. I can't buy real estate because I'm like, I can take that $100,000 full perspective on everything. Okay. Next phase we're talking about are Actionetics follow-up funnels. So Actionetics is a tool inside of ClickFunnels that creates what we call follow-up funnels, okay? And so most of you guys at this point kind of know what a funnel is, right? If you look at ClickFunnels builds funnels, right? So here's my funnel. So step 1 is the opt-in where I give away the black box, right? So there's step 1, we give away this, and then step 2 in the funnel, we give away this, okay? That is the sales funnel. You've probably seen this doodle from me before. Like this is what a sales funnel is. You're bringing somebody through a funnel. That's what it is. All this traffic comes here, percentage come here, give me email address, and the percentage drop down here to the thing, right? That's what a funnel is. And so what's interesting is if you look inside ClickFunnels, it's like step 1 is all the traffic, and then people progress to the second phase. We're bringing them through this funnel right here, okay? So that's how a funnel works. Now a follow-up funnel works the exact same way. People get confused for some reason, but it's literally the same thing. If this makes sense to you, page 1 is this, page 2 is this, page 1 is page 2. Like this is the funnel we're taking someone through. A follow-up funnel is the same. In fact, it looks the same. We designed it to look the same. This is the follow-up funnel somebody comes through when they join your list, okay? So somebody comes here to the Marketing Secrets Black Book. They give me the email address. They click Get Access Now. Boom, they're added right here to the very first message on my list, okay? If you look at this right here, these are all different messages going out, okay? And some can be email, text. There's a lot of different messages that ClickFunnels can send out for you. This is what a follow-up funnel is, okay? So if you look at this, like immediately send them an email thanking them for opting in for the black box, and send them a link to the black box so they can download it. Okay, then you can say like 2 days later, send them a text message, right? Or send them a secondary email, or send them a desktop notification. And we'll get deeper in this here in a minute. But like, I just set up the funnel I want to take them through. Okay, what they get first, what they get second, what they get third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and that's what a follow-up funnel is, right? Okay, so these are different messages you're sending this person, right? So it's message 1, 2, 3. You know, the goal with this is we're sending messages to this human, this customer, this person that we just paid to get on our list, right? As we send them messages, our goal, like I said before, is to build relationships. That's what Action X does, is for every one of your customers, it shows you all the information about them. Like, here's the person. It'll show you their social media, like how many people follow them on Facebook and Instagram and all these kind of things. It pulls in all their data here, and it creates what we call an action score. An action score is how valuable this customer is to you. And I can tell the people in ClickFunnels are killing it because their action scores, their customers are way higher than people who are struggling, okay? So this is action scores right here. This is how valuable your lead is to you, okay?
Es que esto es el foundation de todo lo que estoy haciendo.
There's basically these 4 bands on here. And the bands stand for recency, frequency, monetary value, and social, okay? So the higher quality lead, the score of your leads based on, so recency, like how often have they interacted with you? Are they opening every one of your emails? Are they buying stuff all the time? Like, how recently have they listened to you? If they haven't opened an email from you in like 7 months, then the recency score goes down, the action score goes down. One of these little circles is recency. Second is frequency. How often are they buying from you? They buy something once a year, once a month, once a week, once a day. The more frequently they buy from you, the higher their score goes up. Monetary values, how much do they spend? The person spends like $1 with you versus the person spends $50,000 with you, they're worth more. So that's your monetary value. And last is your social score. If somebody gives you their social media email address, they're worth 80 times more than somebody who just gives you like a throwaway email address. Okay, think about this. What's your Facebook email address? You check that one. Okay, if you go to somebody's lead page, lead funnel, and you put in their your Facebook email address, you're worth 80 times more to that person than if you go type in your Hotmail address, just kind of a throwaway one, right? And so what happens when someone comes in ClickFunnels, it checks that, like, is this a social media address? It pings Facebook's like, yes, this is cool. They increase their score, and it's like, and it starts tracking and watching all these kind of things. Okay, so inside Action X, you'll see like this is your action score. This is how well your customers, your list is how well you're serving them, how well they're interacting with you. Okay, so that's kind of what the action score is, RFMS. All right, now inside Action X, there's a whole bunch of really cool things you can do. Okay, so that's what these things are. You can send emails to people. Sorry, this is email. You send emails, you can send text messages, you can do social messages like hidden through Facebook Messenger, things like that. You can do desktop pushes, you can do retargeting. So the follow-up funnel is not just email. Email is the core of most people's follow-up funnels, but there's a whole bunch of other ways you can interact with people. That's what we call follow-up funnels. It's how all the ways you want to follow up somebody, okay? Now, for example, when somebody comes here to this landing page, they come here and I get their email address, but just check out this little thing right here. Underneath it, it says, hey, do you want to also subscribe to Messenger? If they click yes on this, then I get their email address and I get them on Facebook. Now I have 2 lists. I can email them and I can get them on Facebook Messenger. What's interesting right now, ClickFunnels wide, all 75,000 plus customers, 34% of the people who add email and also Facebook Messenger, 34% of people will check that box. So that means 1 out of 3 people will get, so say you get 1,000 people on email list, means 340 are all going to join your Messenger list. And why is that important? Messenger lists right now have 3 to 5 times higher open rate than email, okay? So every single person on your Messenger list is worth 3 times more to you, 3 to 5 times more to you than just an email address. So if you look at any of our lead funnels now, we're not just getting email, we're getting email and Facebook. Now I've got 2 different ways to communicate with them, right? Because maybe your email goes in their junk folder and never see it, but if you hit them through Facebook Messenger, it's going to bling on their phone, it's going to hit everywhere, and like they're more responsive. So we get both of them, okay? This is another one. One of the other types of ways you can follow people in follow-up funnels is we call it desktop push notification. Have you ever seen this before where you hit something and the thing pops down? It's like, show notifications. You say allow, then you can actually push notifications into their browser. So what we do is on the thank you page of all of our funnels, after they give us their email address, on the thank you page of our lead funnels, we have this thing right here. If they say allow, right now about 20% of people who hit there allow it. Now I can also have a third list. I have the email list, I have a Facebook Messenger list, I have a desktop list. So I can send them a message that hits directly on the desktop and pops down, okay? So you see how this works, that all these things kind of layer, okay? You know the value of the list now, but now I've got them in multiple places. I can communicate in multiple different ways. It increases the value of that list more and more you do it, okay? So some of the best practices, again, you get them off of email. You have them also add Facebook Messenger. Then you add a desktop notification. I've got 3 lists instead of 1. The customer becomes way more valuable. You can communicate with more different ways because of it. Okay, there's other things as well. I'm not going to go too deep into, but there's email, Facebook, desktop. You have retargeting messengers. So inside your follow-up funnel, you can say, if they hit this page, go to Facebook and add them on this retargeting list, or take them off this retargeting list and move them over to this one. And there's a whole bunch of complicated things I'm not going to go too deep into. It's outside the context of this. But just know that follow-up funnels allow you to do all sorts of stuff. It's not just emails. Send this email, then this text, then this thing, and this thing, and you can You can customize really powerful funnels to help increase the value of each of your customers to you. Okay. All right. So that's kind of what follow-up funnels are inside Actionetics. We call this multidimensional marketing because you're not just hitting email, you're hitting multiple different ways to communicate with them. Okay. All right. The next phase of this. Now we're going to talk about how to quickly create lead magnets. Okay. So me, as like, you understand, like, okay, I need a list. I see how it works. As the list comes in, I know how to follow up with them. But like, how do I create the lead magnet, right? Like, how do I get the people to come in? And for some of you guys, this is your first time doing it. It's scary. It's like, I don't even know how to create something, right? I'm a chiropractor. How am I going to create a lead magnet? Or I'm a dentist, or I'm a whatever, right? It's a whole new thing, but it's really simple and really easy when you understand it, okay? So my first question to you is like, what do you have that could actually create a lead magnet? Okay, again, this one right here we showed you earlier, Brendan Burchard. It's one piece of paper. This is a productivity guide that I give to CEOs and entrepreneurs, right? That's what it is. So what do you have? Do you have any kind of like, any kind of report you've ever written? Could you write a report? Do you have any white papers? Do you have a free video? Could you pull out your iPhone and do a video on something? Could you give a coupon away? I see tons of landing pages and lead funnels. You just give away coupons to a restaurant or coupons to different things like that. Okay, or access something awesome. Okay, now the fastest way to create something really quickly is through information products. Okay, if you've studied with me for a while, you probably know I'm big on info products. I love them, the fastest kind of product to create. But for those who haven't done that before, never done it, it may be scary. So I'm gonna walk you through how to create lead magnets from info products. Now, a couple things before I dive into this. As I was preparing this presentation, one of my favorite humans on earth, Myron Golden, he messaged me and he's like, hey, when I create my lead magnets, there's a couple tips I think you should share with people because it's so powerful. He said, if you look at this, there's two types of people, right there. And if you ever study NLP, this is a big part of NLP, right? Like people either move towards pleasure or away from pain. Okay, they move towards pleasure or away from pain. And usually people make the majority of their primary decisions based on one of those. So I want you to think about yourself for a second. Like, you make most of your decisions trying to move towards pleasure. Like, I want to get a six-pack abs to look amazing. I want to get rich so I can like fire my boss and I can like buy a huge mansion. Or do you make your decisions moving away from pain? Like, I hate my job. I want to get out of here. If I can make money, I can leave my job and get out of pain. Or I just want to eat healthier because I'm just tired. I hate people making fun of me. I feel sick, right? And the majority of humans on this planet, by the way, make their decisions moving away from pain. Typically, entrepreneurs make their decisions moving towards pleasure. So one of the big mistakes that we make as entrepreneurs is like, oh, everyone wants to move towards pleasure. We make these lead magnets that don't actually speak to the majority of people. So what Myron said, that his biggest takeaway is make lead magnets that focus on how to get people out of pain. It's one of the most powerful ways to bring people in. Okay, it's a couple examples. Like you can make a lead magnet that's like, hey, the 7 biggest mistakes that real estate agents make and how you can overcome those, blah, or the 7 biggest mistakes that people make the first time they try to lose weight, or whatever, right? Or 8 things that people do wrong, things like that. Okay, and then what's cool is you can then take those 8 things or the 7 things or 7 whatever those things are, write a little outline, and then grab your iPhone and just teach those things. And there's your lead magnet. Is the video you just made going through the 8 different things or the 7 different mistakes or the problems that people have in your market. And that's your lead magnet. You can create that in 15 minutes from now. You just outline it, record it, boom, you've got a lead magnet that fast. Does that make sense? This is, Myron told me, said that the way he built his list initially, he's like, I put down the 12 biggest mistakes network marketers make. Then he wrote an outline. He set up a video where he just recorded himself going through the 12 mistakes. And that was his very first lead magnet that built him lists of hundreds of thousands of people, okay? And it was pretty cool. And then what was cool is that after they went to the lead magnet, they go through like, here's the 12 biggest mistakes. Then he used that to push them into his funnel where he's selling something and said, okay, if you want to learn how to cure these mistakes, then register for my webinar. They go on the webinar and now he has a chance to actually sell them something. Okay, so hopefully that gives you guys some light bulbs in your head of like, oh my gosh, lead magnet can be super simple. Let me show you 7 ways to help your kids, the 7 mistakes that parents are doing, that feed their kids where they think their kids are healthy, but they're actually making them fat. Like what? Oh crap, what is that? You opt in, you give them you become a lead, and it's like, okay, here's the 7 things. You're like, oh my gosh, I thought Nutella was actually healthy. No, it's not. That's pure sugar, right? And you're like, this whole time I'm gonna give my kids Nutella on everything. And then they receive value from that. You show them mistakes. Like, you want to find out the 12, the 3 best things or whatever it is that you can switch to your kids. Register my web class now. I'll show you. Boom, now in your funnel, they sell them your parent-kid coaching food thing or whatever it is you got, okay? All right, so hopefully that kind of registers your head. Start thinking through ideas of that. But it's a really powerful, easy way is just come up with things that bring people out of pain, make a list of 3, 7, 10, 12, whatever it is, record yourself going through those things, and boom, you got it fast. Okay, so I want to give that tip from Myron because I thought it was really, really powerful and awesome. Well, inside that frame, I'm going to go through the 9 fastest ways to create a lead magnet, okay? And I just want to pause for effect because I think this graphic's amazing. It's lead magnet, something that pulls you into your world, onto your list so you can serve them, okay? All right, so I'm going to walk you through fast ways to create info products after writing a book. I'm going to go 3 different phases. Number 1 is like the written word, like written things. Number 2 is audio, and number 3 is video, okay? So I'm going to give you 3 ideas on each of those. All of these things are just things you can do very, very quickly, okay? So number 1 we're going to go to is written, okay? And some of you guys are like, that's cool, but I don't want to write a book or a report or whatever. That's stressful and hard, and it is, right? So I'm going to show you guys ways you can get books written fast without actually having to write anything, okay? Have you guys ever heard the book Chicken Soup for the Soul? Okay, Chicken Soup for the Soul is written by Mark Victor Hansen and Jack Canfield, and guess what? They did not write a word of these books outside of the title. What they did is they got a whole bunch of people who had a story. They combined the stories into a book, and that became a book that sold hundreds of millions of copies. In fact, if you look at this, they've rebranded. I think they have like 100 to 200 or so different Chicken Soup for the Souls. Like, hey, Chicken Soup for the horse lover souls. You guys love horses? Write an article, plug them together, boom, now we got a book. Oh, you guys are dentists? Chicken Soup for the dentist soul. Chicken Soup for the wrestler soul. Chicken Soup for the marketer soul. Like every known market, known to man, they made a Chicken Soup book, and they didn't have to write any of them. They just found 20 people who had a story, and they combined it. Okay, some of you guys have seen my product, 30 Days, right? This book is one of my best-selling products I've ever created. And I remember I had it at my house. My kid's like, Dad, you wrote another book? I'm like, well, kind of. Like, what do you mean kind of? Like, well, I wrote the title, but then the book was just written by 30 people. Each wrote a chapter, and I just combined it. And my son, Bowen, was like, Daddy, is that cheating? I'm like, no, that's not cheating. It's just a really fast way to create info product. Okay, so think about like what's something that would be a lead magnet that would get your people in. Maybe it's like, hey, I found 7 people who are all experts on the ketogenic diet or whatever it is, right? Have them each write a chapter out about ketogenic diet. You can buy it onto a book, and boom, now you've got a report you can give away for free to get people into your funnel. Now you can sell them ketogenic diet products, things like that in the back end, okay? And I'm sure some of you guys are like, Russell, I don't sell ketogenic diet, so it doesn't work for me. Okay, this is where you gotta use your brain, okay? You don't sell ketogenic diet. What do you sell? You're a dentist? What do dentists serve? They help people with their teeth, right? Okay, what could you do to help people like with their teeth, right? There are other dentists, or there are different experts, there are specialists. Like what is the thing you can compile? You can get people to all to combine and contribute like a chapter or a book. You can put it together really quickly. Okay. All right. So crowdsource books. Number 2 is compiling examples. Right. Some of my best-selling books are just compiling examples. This was I found 108 split tests we ran. I compiled them all into a book. Boom, they became a book. Next one is we have a monthly newsletter we sell. It's just every month I find 2 funnels I like. I funnel hack them. I put the pictures in there, and I do that. Okay, we have another thing we did, Funnel Hacking Live, our 74 funnel swipe file. We use this to raise over $1 million for a charity we love. All we did is we combined 74 funnels, put them in a book, and that became the thing. Guess what this presentation is right now, by the way? This presentation right now is me doing this. I compiled 106 lead funnel examples, and I'm showing them to you, and I will be selling them to you, okay? Like that's it. Actually, if you're watching this, you already bought them. So congratulations, I hope you're enjoying this. But all I did is I compiled a whole bunch of examples, gave some training around it, and boom, now I've got a product that fast, okay? And I'm gonna show you some examples here. We're gonna go through the 106 different examples of people that just literally do that. Like, here's 105, here's 100 of my favorite Facebook ads. Opt in to get them all. And like, they built huge lists based on that. Next, the last written one we're talking about is public domain. Public domain is basically things that were written pre-1923 in the United States where the copyright's expired. So you can just grab them, slap your label on, and publish them as your own. Okay, you guys read the book Think and Grow Rich? Think and Grow Rich, for example, was published before 1923. So you can go take that. It's written by Napoleon Hill. You can take it. You can rebrand it. So say it's Think and Grow Rich for internet marketers, Think and Grow Rich for dentists, Think and Grow Rich for whatever. You add a chapter of yourself, like here's how all these things relate back to dentists. And boom, that fast you have Think and Grow Rich for dentists. Okay? You're like, I can't do that, Russell. No, you literally can. According to the law, you're able to because it was written, published before 1923. You can make a derivative work out of that. Like, Russell, that seems shady. Okay, well then Walt Disney seems shady. He literally, all he's ever done is he finds stories in the public domain and then he turns them into movies. He makes derivative works. And he pays nobody royalties or licenses because they're all in the public domain. You've heard of Frozen? It's from a little story called The Snow Princess that was in the public domain. You've heard of The Little Mermaid? Like every one of those movies, Beauty and the Beast in the public domain. Like he took a thing in the public domain, okay, because copyrights expired, he made a derivative work and he was able to sell it. Same thing for you, okay? And there's tons of things in the public domain in every market you can dream of, okay? This is one of my friends, Matt Fury. He went and found this old wrestling book from 1914 by this guy named Farmer Burns. Took the book, republished it, and made millions of dollars selling the book, okay? Now, the fastest way to find public domain, number 1, is you go to Gutenberg.org. Gutenberg.org, they're literally a site that they have this mission where basically they just try to find public domain books and publish them for free. They're all ebook formats. There's 58,000 ebooks on there for free. You go to Gutenberg.org and just search for something that seems amazing, look at it, and you can take it and you can use it as a lead magnet that fast. Okay. My other favorite thing to do is I go to eBay, and eBay, when you search for nonfiction books, you can actually select years. So I select years before 1923, and then you can find books in the public domain. And there's companies you can take, they'll scan the books and turn them into an ebook for you, and boom, now you got something that quick as well. Okay, so that's 3 fast ways to create a written info product: crowdsourcing books, compiling examples for the public domain. Okay, now a couple of things I want to teach you before I move on to audio and to video. Whenever you're trying to get somebody to opt in, right, and they become a lead, if they're not, it's because they don't see the value in the thing. So maybe you write an article, it's like nobody's trading it, right? So like, how do you increase the value? So what I understand is you can increase the value of a product by packaging it in a different way. Okay, my favorite example is the book Think and Grow Rich, talked about earlier. So I remember when I first started going to marketing events, everyone would talk about this book. And like, hey, have you read Think and Grow Rich? And I'm like, I never even heard of it. So I went to Amazon, I bought it. It was $9.97. I bought the book and I had it. I'm like, I'm going to read Think and Grow Rich. I set it on my shelf next to my bed, and it sat there for a month. And then I went to another marketing event, and like 3 people from stage like, if you're at Think and Grow Rich, you need to read Think and Grow Rich. I'm like, oh, I got it on my bookshelf. I'm gonna read it. Went back home, looked at it, went to bed, didn't read it, right? And then a couple months later, another event, same thing happened for almost a year. And finally, at one of the events, I was like, this is embarrassing. Like, I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I just don't like to read as much. I said, I wonder if there's an audiobook. And this is pre-Audible. This is 15 years ago now. So I went to eBay, because eBay is my favorite site. Went to eBay, I typed Think and Grow Rich, and somebody was selling the CD course of Think and Grow Rich. Okay, because it's in the public domain. They just took it, read it, and boom, became a CD course. They were selling this for $97. I was so excited. I bought it on eBay. It got shipped to me on CDs. I plugged it in my car, and over the next week and a half, I listened to the book Think and Grow Rich. I consumed the information, and I got value from it. And what's interesting is that this Think and Grow Rich on Amazon is $9.97. Over here, it's $97. Is there a difference between this and this? No, they are the exact same product. There's nothing different. Word for word, the same. The difference is that they increased the value because they packaged it differently. Okay, so that's what you guys understand. Is like sometimes you can do things really simply to increase the value. So maybe you take Think and Grow Rich, you record it, and then at the end of it, you tell your dental stories, how it relates to dentistry, and boom, you've got it. Or you give away the ebook for free, and then you record yourself talking about how I read Think and Grow Rich, is how it applies to dentistry, and boom, now you've got a really good offer. You get a book Think and Grow Rich, plus an audio commentary on how this actually relates back to you specifically. Boom, that is a sexy offer. In fact, I can do that right now for my funnel hackers. Think and Grow Rich for funnel hackers. I'm going to do it. It's going to be amazing. All right. Okay, so I want to give you that frame as we're moving from from text to audio to video. Okay, so now we're moving to audio. So the first way to make audio fast is this. Okay, this is literally one of my very first audiobooks I ever put out. I found Life, Work, and Farmer Burns on eBay. It was written in like 1914, which is pre-23. I gave it to my father-in-law, who's got an amazing radio voice. He went down to the radio station. He read the entire book. I put it on CDs, and it became one of my very first products I ever sold. Okay, I could easily give away the audiobook to the Life, Work, and Farmer Burns as in a lead funnel. Start building a funnel very, very quickly. Okay, it's making audiobooks. Very easy. Number 2, interviewing other people. Okay, this is a book called The 12-Month Millionaire. I remember reading this book, and it's about a guy who made $100 million in 23 months selling supplements through direct mail. I was like, that dude's awesome. And I was like, he'll never talk to me though, because like I'm this little dorky college kid who doesn't know what I'm talking about. But I was like, maybe he will. So I email him. I'm like, hey Vince, dude, your book's amazing. I was like, can I interview you? Because this is really good stuff, and I have some questions. He writes back, sure, man. When do you want to do it? I'm like, how about Saturday? So we jump on Saturday. He let me for 3 hours to interview him. And the time I got done, he's like, any more questions? I'm like, yeah. He's like, well, I got to go. But how about this next Saturday? You can ask us more questions. I'm like, are you serious? So I came back next Saturday, interviewed for 3 more hours. I had 6 hours interviewing this dude who made $100 million on the concept I learned in his book. I interviewed him, and he's like, cool, you can have the audio. He's like, can you send me a copy too? Maybe I'll sell them, to my list, but whatever. You can just keep them if you want to do whatever you want. I'm like, yes. And so I took those audios. A year later, I was struggling trying to figure out how to get people to buy my stuff. And this was actually the very first funnel I ever made that hit 2 Comma Club was this product. And it was the 6 interviews with Vince James. Okay. So in your market, who's written books in your market? Could you call them and interview them? Could that become your lead magnet on your lead funnel? So simple, so easy. Okay. That's one of the fastest ways to create products and get a really powerful lead magnet. All right. And in fact, for most of my products, these are different products I've done where I just interview people who are experts. Like I could easily do like a lead funnel. It's like, hey, do you want to learn trial clothes? I interviewed the guy I learned trial clothes from. Give me your email address, and I'll give you this audio. Boom. Like all these can become lead magnets so fast. Okay. All right. And then the last audio one is just is finding things for people. Right. If I was coming to you and say, hey, I listened to this podcast interview by one of my favorite authors, and in the podcast interview, he talked about blah 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 blah, and it was amazing. And you're like, that's amazing. Like, what episode is it? I'm like, oh, I don't know. Let me go find it. And I'm like, he's done like 700 podcast episodes. I shoot me your email address, and then when I find it, I'll shoot you the link to what episode it is. Like, oh, thank you for compiling and finding the right one for me, so I don't have to go through all that headache of listening to 700 episodes. Okay, you do the same things, like have a landing page for your lead funnel. It's just like, hey, of all of Gary Vaynerchuk's things, only one YouTube video, one podcast episode that changed everything for me. If you give me an email address, I'll shoot you a link, direct link to that podcast episode that you can listen to, because if you're struggling like I was, this will change everything for you. Boom, I made a lead magnet off of somebody else's free content. Okay, I've done enough blog posts before, I've done enough YouTube videos, I've done tons of things. It's super easy. Just you're the one out there who's like compiling things for people, you're finding stuff that's amazing, and that can become a lead funnel. Okay, like literally that one takes 5 seconds. It's so easy. In fact, all of you guys should make lead funnels with my best podcast episode that meant the most to you, and then give it away and then sell people ClickFunnels on the back end in your follow-up funnel. You should. All right. Okay, so we're talking about audiobooks, interviewing others, and compiling hard to find audio. So we went from text first to audio, and now I'm gonna go through video next. Okay, so here's video. All right, so video is super easy. If you can create an outline or a PowerPoint slide or whatever, you basically record it, you create it, and you record it. If you are on PC, ScreenFlow is amazing. No, excuse me, if you're on PC, Camtasia is amazing. If you're on Mac, ScreenFlow is amazing. Basically, you just create a presentation, you plug in a microphone, you click record, and record what's on your screen, and you just talk yourself going through the presentation. Okay? I'd say the first probably 8 years of my business, all I did was create screen capture videos. That's how I did everything. Every single product I created was just that. I make an outline. In fact, if you look at this, I don't know if you see this picture very well. This is the very first Funnel Hacks training course that literally we sold over $10 million with before we re-updated the training. On the left-hand side, there's a Word doc with an outline of what I want to talk about. And the right-hand side is an example. And then I would just talk, and I show an example and talk. Like, it was the most ghetto thing. We made $10 million with it. Okay? You can easily make lead magnet. Like, do what Myron said. Like, here's the 7 biggest mistakes that network marketers make. Blah, 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 blah. And then go through it, make a video, and just record yourself doing it. And now the perceived value of video is higher than audio and higher than text. So now you got a video. Give me your email address for free video about blah. Very powerful. Okay? Number 2 is your iPhone. How many of you guys have an iPhone or some other type of smartphone? Every one of these nice smartphones have a little button that says record. Okay, you can literally, same thing, you pull out your phone, click record, and just talk into it. That can become a lead magnet. Okay, anyway, I have a friend who, Rachel Peterson, who just created a whole like expensive course all done on her iPhone, just talking to the camera. You use the same thing for lead magnets, just super easy. Click record, boom, you got it that fast and easy. And the last one is throw a workshop. Okay, a lot of times you're going to sell these things on second parts of your funnel. But if you look at the last Funnel Hacking Live, you'll notice something interesting. It was a 3.5-day event, and the very first presentation, my keynote presentation, I streamed it live online for everyone to see for free. Why did I do that? Because everyone who saw it was freaking out, like, oh my gosh, this is so much better than I thought. And then I cut it off. And they're like, oh, I have FOMO, I fear missing out. Like, what else is happening at Funnel Hacking Live? And they don't know. And then I'm like, hey, you should buy tickets for next year because you're missing out on this year. And they're flipping out. We sold over 1,000 tickets to people before Funnel Hacking Live even ended, okay, because of FOMO. So imagine you do a workshop, train a bunch of people on whatever it is you're trying to, whatever your product is, and then take the very first presentation, the video, screen captures, iPhone how-tos, and workshops. They're fast ways. So that's 9 different ways, okay? If you go from audio, crowdsource books, compile examples, public domain, audiobooks, interviewing others, compiling hard to find interviews, screen capture, iPhones, and workshops. A whole bunch of ways to create info products very, very fast. That was a nice slide. Okay. So I'm going to transition to the last part of this training, and this is where I'm going to show you guys examples of lead funnels. And this is what I'm so excited for. I found over 106 cool ones to share. There are a lot more, but it's like I want to show just my favorites. The ones I like, the page layout, I like the design, I like the coloring, I like the lead magnet, things like that. All of them have different kind of reasons why I showed them. So I'm going to go through them all, and I won't spend like 12 hours doing this, don't worry, but I'm going to go through each one and kind of point out what I like about it and why I like about it, so you guys can actually see those things and hopefully give you guys ideas. As you're looking at it, I want you guys to look for ideas for a couple of things. Number 1, look for ideas from design. Like, look at how these things are laid out. Okay, I picked them because they're simple designs. I like them. There's ones that I'm guessing for the most part convert really, really high because people are buying a lot of paid ads to them. Number 2, look for like, what's the hook? What's the reason why someone's giving the email address, right? And number 3 is like, what's the lead magnet? What was that? Like, how super easy or simple or hard? Okay, and you'll also be able to see like, as we break these down, you also be able to see like, what's the funnel they're pushing people into after they opt in, okay? So there's 3 segments I'm gonna talk about here. The first one we're gonna talk about are lead magnet layouts, The second then are going to be lead magnets to nurture people, to build a relationship. And the third are lead magnets to push it to a sale. Okay? Are you excited for this? I'm excited. You know how much work I put into this, you'd be even more excited. All right, here we go. So I'm walking you through some of these lead magnets, okay? So this one right here, this is an example of one that's taking somebody on a journey. We talked about like you're bringing someone on a journey. So they said, this is my aha moment. We're going to take our journey to 100,000 monthly, 100K monthly revenue. We'll learn a lot of the way, and so we're going to learn a lot along the way, and so will you. So this is like where they're at in their journey. So you opt in here to follow them on the literal journey. Okay, now they blog about the journey, so you opt in here, and they send you a blog post every single week, like pushing you to the next step in the journey. Okay, so if you're doing what we talked about earlier, where you're documenting the process, come through and say, okay, I'm going to take you guys on this experience where we go from here to here, and I'm documenting the journey, opt in here and follow me on the journey. And then you're plugging them into your podcast or your blog or your videos, whatever it is that you're plugging them into. Okay, I love this one. It's so simple, so amazing. It's just like, I love this one from Groove HQ. This another one over here. This is 32 hacks to get more phone leads with AdWords and CRO. It's just simple, right? There's the logo, their headline, a picture of what they're going to get, and your phone's going to ring off the hook in no time. There's the benefit. Give us your email address. Boom, you get a free guide. Okay, very simple layouts. Both those I love, and I think they're amazing. Okay, these ones are even more simple. This one right here is like our KT targeting cheat list formula, and they show you the cheat list was all blurred out. You're like, what is that? What did that do to me? Increase the curiosity. Remember we talked about this earlier, like curiosity increases conversion rates. And you're like, I can almost see, but I can't. Like, this is the exact target framework they use. I have to do it. Boom, you're in. How many of us right now are like, I want to opt into that right now. It's killing me not doing that. Okay, this is an old landing page from Ryan Dice when he had a company called Forex Impact. And it's just simple, but still it's on my swipe files, one of my favorite landing pages of all time. There's logo, headline, it tells them what to do, email address here, boom. That's it. So simple, so easy, and so powerful. Okay, Motley Fool, these guys are amazing marketers. I love most of their stuff. You look at this, this is an example of one that's very similar to the last one I just showed you. Very simple, logo, headline, boom, it's simple. Okay, don't overcomplicate this. This should not take you 3 months to build this funnel. If you don't have this funnel built this weekend, like something's wrong with you. You just have to make a headline, and then that's more work. Like there's barely an image. You can get rid of that image and it probably would increase conversion. Okay, make it simple. That's one of Motley Fools. This is another one. These are these ones that go longer form. I like these as well. Typically, the conversion rate will go lower on these, but the quality of the leads go higher. So that's kind of a trade-off. It's like a long form article with a little opt-in box at the very bottom, right? So the headline, image, article, and the very bottom, it says this. It says, when you enter your email address below, you're going to be taken to your free video report. We're going to find out what all the excitement's about when they opt in. Okay, so it's like a longer form squeeze page. I love these as well. Again, your lead costs typically go up. Your leads will go down, but the quality dramatically increases because the pre-frame they're entering into your world through. Okay. All right, next right here. This is, I think this is Digital Marketers. This is their toolbox. It's like, here's this toolbox, all those cool things you're going to get. Give us your email address in and get it. Okay. You get a notice above the fold. It's very simple. It's just like the ultimate digital marketing toolbox. Give us your email. We'll give it to you. And down below for the scrollers and the people that like need more logic, it's just images of like, here's all the cool stuff they say to you. You're like, oh, so cool. I want all that cool stuff. Give it to me, please. Okay. This one over here, again, very simple. This is Joe's. It says, I'm going to share you my exact step-by-step process for landing new high-ticket web design clients every single month on Autopilot. Give your name, your email address. I'll give you a case study. Okay, what case study do you have? Okay. Hey, give me your email address. I'm going to show you a case study about how I lost 12 pounds in 35 seconds by eating Mentos or whatever. It's like, what is that? Show me the case study. You can plug in anything into that format. Okay, I'm going to show you my case study about how I did blah. Every business can have a case study showing you how you did blah. Like just plug it into this model. Here's your picture. Here's your street cred if you got any. Headline. Like it's so simple and so easy. Okay. All right, over here. This is again. I love the design. This one is just it kind of pops. It's a simple headline. There's an image with some colors, headlines, and then boom, you click there, send the video. Okay. Again, it's another really powerful thing. Like the lead magnet is the video to teach them this thing that he's promising them here. This right here is just it's like a little ebook. Okay, it's very simple. Picture of the ebook, headline, get it here. Okay, so simple, so easy. Okay, again, these are just some other ones I really like. The layout and design. Another ebook one is just a picture of it on an iPad, which makes it seem like a really cool thing. And then just free ebook. Here's what's in it. Get your ebook here. Okay, very simple, very easy. This one over here, same thing. There's a picture of the ebook. This one's the Ultimate Guide to Managing 50 WordPress Sites. Boom, download it here. Okay, and it goes in. So what do you have something similar? What's your ultimate guide to blah? The ultimate guide to this, ultimate guide to this. What's your ultimate guide that you could give away on a landing page? And look how simple. I love logo, picture of the thing, headline tells them what to do. Boom, that's it. Okay? This right here, this one from Survival Life. I've seen this one pop up a bunch recently, but this is just for a coupon. So you go to the page, it kind of pops out, and you're like, hey, try your luck. You can get, and this has a little thing that kind of spins around, and it's just a coupon, okay? So coupons are great for lead magnets, okay? For any kind of business who lends itself high to coupons, it's very simple and very easy, and this is like a kind of a cool page design and layout that's really interactive. Okay, Kissmetrics, they have white papers. Here's a white paper on how to create a well-oiled content marketing machine. You have a white paper you could create. If so, boom, simple right there. There's some info on the white paper, and it's just done. Send me the PDF. And right here is kind of cool is that they're generating leads, but they're also trying to find leads who are interested in getting demos. So they get the lead. It's like, oh, do you want a demo of Kissmetrics as well? If you say yes, boom, it hits the sales team. The sales team calls them on the phone and then sets up the demo. Okay? So generating lead, but it's preparing the lead and warming them up for the next thing as well. Okay? These are two of Neil Patel's. They are very simple because he wanted to create two of them, right? So all he did is he kept the same shirt on. He just changed the colors of the buttons and the headlines, right? This one, you can learn the 3-step process used to build 4 multi-million-dollar businesses. This one, you can learn how to generate 185,000 visitors per month without spending dollar in ads. Okay? As soon as you have one that works, you don't have to like go redo the whole thing. You just switch the colors out, change the headline, and boom, now you got 2 lead funnels that fast. Okay? This is 2 of mine that we used to run back in the day. This was the WordPress plugin we created called Affiliate Website Generator. We no longer sell it. It's not there anymore, but it was just a WordPress plugin. Okay? So many of you guys who have like software tools you could create, they're simple and easy. I think we paid someone $100 to build this little WordPress plugin. And then now I have it, I can just give that away. So we gave people away, and it was just normally $197, you get it for free. Just give us your info, and boom, you get it for free. And again, we had 2 different pages. We had a dark one and a light one, but they're just simple lead magnet layouts. Okay, this one is this is one of my favorite ones. You can kind of see this. It's more of a long form. So there's a place they can give you the email address down here and also up here. And this is kind of like a longer form copy. It's interesting if you look at the way people like do stuff online. There's always like the impulse people, right? So like for me, I'm always looking the top third. I need to really I got to really address the impulse buyers, right? So that's why it's like, make more money by working much less. Like, oh, this is amazing. And then we had a video here, Tony Robbins. And if you tried to like click on the button, it would just point arrows down and then ask the email address. Like all my hyperactives are just like, duh, I'm ready. And then you have like the logical ones like, this has got to be a scam. I don't believe it. And they want more. And that's why I have this longer form thing, like read through the rest of it. And the second call to action, both places taking the same thing, okay? But when I'm designing any kind of landing page, any kind of lead funnel, the top third, like this is the most important part because most of people are going to opt in from here. This is like 90% come from here, then 10% come down, which is why most of them just only have the top part. But especially if you're in a market where people are more skeptical, you can have like the top 1/3 really focus on the lead magnet, and down here justifying logically for people why they should get it. Okay, this is another one, very similar layout and model. This is from Preston Eli, and same concept. Top third right here, boom. With get the secret confessions, this video about this loophole he figured out in real estate, and down here he's got the longer form for people who need a logical close, and I basically say the exact same concept I just explained earlier. Okay, these ones are really cool. So I have some friends in the dating market, and one of them tested this and made this page, and it like out-converted everything else ever, and then it got knocked off 1 billion times, and now nobody uses it. Doesn't make sense to me why we do this as marketers, but if you go to Google Images and type in like squeeze page, killer squeeze page, stuff like that, you'll see like 8,000 variations of this one. It's still to this day one of the highest converting squeeze pages of all time, and no one really uses it anymore. Big old warning thing, like warning, and the free videos expose this one thing, arrow, boom. It's so simple, so easy. The conversion rates are huge on it. Okay, again, it's one of my favorite. Just it's funny. They always tease me here, all the designers in the office, because all the landing pages I want are like this, and they want to create these beautiful ones. So they call these the vintage landing pages. I'm like, I don't care if they're vintage or not, they work, and so that's why we stick with them. So this is a vintage one. This one's really cool because it's just like, hey, do you want email every single week from us about like what we do? And it's just so simple, and it's like, yeah, join the subscribers. I saw that. It was just, I love the simplicity and the cleanness of it. And you can plug that on the back of any site. Like click here to join our newsletter. Boom, takes you here. And you can sign up really, really quickly. Okay, this one I got a really cool story behind. So this was a landing page developed by Dagan Smith. And Dagan's one of my best friends, one of my favorite marketers. And it's interesting. Dagan did like a 7 or 8 year journey with landing pages. And I remember one time he did a training. It was called the Squeeze Page Evolution. He showed like every variation of this page. like the beginning of this 7 or 8 year journey and all the tweaks and the changes and everything like that. And after 8 years, they ended up with this was the control. It's beat everything. And it's interesting, and I don't have time to go into all the details. But one thing he talked a lot about was he called it the deer in the headlights effect. So that when a subscriber, a new person's coming to you, it's kind of like a deer. They're coming to get a drink of water, and they're seeing this thing, and then they're nervous, they're kind of jittery, and they're waiting. And if you step on a stick, and they freak out and they run away, right? And so all the other versions of the landing pages they had so much stuff on it. It was like people would just leave. And this one was so simple that it was like the deers that would come to the water and drink and then come into your funnel. So a couple of things on this one. It's still one of my favorites. There's a headline about what you're going to get, and it's a step 1, step 2, step 3. It's a little quiz. It says where you hear about it's TV, Dan Kennedy, email, newsletter, or other. If you've read my 108 split test book, I talk about all the testing we've done on this page. There's a ton we did as well. And they click next. So it doesn't even ask for the email address. It's just a little survey. They click on something, they click next, and boom, next thing says, what's your email address? And then they come into the funnel, okay? It works so good. And this is another variation he made that's even simpler, where it's like step 1, how many checks do you want? 1 to 3, 4 to 8, and then pictures of all the checks he makes. Click next, and it says, give me email address. I'll take you to the video that explains how this works. Okay, so these little mini survey landing pages are super easy to make inside of ClickFunnels. The conversion rate's so high because it's not they're coming and seeing like a big opt-in box. They come, it's like, oh, and they click on something and it takes them in the process. As soon as they engage, as soon as they commit, clicking on something, they're way more likely to continue with you afterwards. Okay, and that's why these survey funnels work so great. This is one that Ryan Deiss made famous probably 7 or 8 years ago. And he just basically had a really cute girl in a bikini with a little opt-in box here in the middle. And it's funny, after they did this, it was like the highest converting thing for forever. And then everybody knocked it off. Most people sold the exact same girl. And I saw this landing page a billion times. And then when we were on our 108 split test book, we had somebody who went through and they wanted to test a bunch of layouts. Like, was it the girl that made it work? Was it the bikini? Was it like what made this actually work? So they tested a whole bunch of ones. And this was during one of the political campaigns. I think it's where Obama was running against Romney. I think that's the time in in history when this happened. We did one with like a flag behind it, bikini girl, Obama, and it was all going to, again, a conservative site. If you look at the test, when all is said and done, the bikini girl beat Obama, beat the flag, beat everything when all is said and done. So this style still works really good. Find a really unique, interesting picture, a little block in here, and then bring people in. The one caveat I would say is the reason why we haven't done this, I don't really want people coming to my world through the pre-frame of I'm going to show you pictures of girls in bikinis on the, you know what I mean? And so there's that to say it may increase conversions, but may bring customers you don't want as much. But conceptually, super big background image, someone looking at the form, and then a very simple call to action. Okay. It's interesting. We did tests as well of people looking away from the form and towards the form. That has a lot to do with conversion. If she was looking this direction off into the thing, conversions would drop because she's looking at the form. I don't know why, but for whatever reason, that increases conversions. Okay. A couple more really cool ones. This is one where they had a whole bunch of cool things. So it says unlock 10 of our most popular marketing offers and expert insights, and a whole bunch of different cool lead magnets that you could opt in for, and then you could opt in here. And it wasn't just email. They asked for more information. That way they could call up, do a follow-up call, do a sales call. So if you're the type of company I just don't want the email, it doesn't benefit me a lot, you can do the same thing and you can increase it more. Now, I don't know if this company did this or not, but if this was mine, I would do a different lead funnel for every one of these 10, and then also one that has all of them. That just gives you more different angles to bring people in. I thought it was a really cool layout and kind of concept of collecting a bunch of things and having that being the lead magnet. This is one, my friend Luke Jaden, he wrote a book called Postcard Profits, and it was just a video of him. Step 1, watch the video. Step 2, get my book. You click here, you opt in, and boom, you're into the funnel. But I just loved how it was the simplicity of just step 1, do this, step 2, do this, and it was really easy. I don't traditionally do a lot of videos on landing pages because as a general rule, not all the time, a general rule, it lowers conversion rates. But if you are going to do it, this concept of this is the first step, the second step, I do like that because it's just it takes them through the process as opposed to them coming to the video, they're watching it, not knowing exactly what to do. Simplicity normally always wins. If you are going to do a video looking at step 1, step 2 is the way I would definitely do it. All right, this is from Unbounce, one of my competitors, but they have some amazing landing pages. So I respect them, therefore I will show some of their pages. This is a page they ran back in the day. They don't run this one anymore, but I love this page. It was so cool because it's boom, the thing with the arrow pointing, and you got your lead form here, and another arrow pushing, and then they have longer form to help logically convince people of it. but I just love the style, the layout, the design. Like, it's simple. People know exactly what to do. The arrows are pushing you to like, this is what you need to do, which I love that one. And this is one of the newer ones, which is interesting. Again, same thing. Here's the lead magnet. Here's what you're going to get, but it's built in here almost like a chatbot where you're like, hey, what's your first name? Russell. What's your email address? Do you want me to send it to you? Put it in, and it opts you in. So it's kind of like this new interactive chat to get people opt in, which there's more and more of this stuff happening. I think it's kind of cool. So I want to show that one just as an example as well. Again, I love both these layouts and designs are just amazing. All right, so this is a different type of landing page. In fact, people traditionally call this what we call a reverse squeeze page, okay? And the reason why is typically the way most landing pages work, it's like, hey, give me your email address, I'll give you this really cool video, right? What these are, this is the one from Frank Kern, is you came here and you watched like a 20-minute video of him explaining a bunch of stuff. And at the end of it, he's like, cool, if you want the swipe file, put your email address in here. Okay, but he, so my guess is the conversion rate was lower because they got to watch a 20-minute video, but the quality of people who came through are amazingly well. Ryan Dice did the same thing a couple times. Headline, watch a video, at the end of the video, then pushes them and into the funnel. But again, we call these reverse squeeze pages where you're teaching more on the front and then asking for stuff. And there's tons of cool situations of when and why you'd use that. But it'll help generate amazing quality leads when they're going through that training first before they ever have a chance to give you the email address. And this is one of mine. This is like a longer form article where it's like, here's the hook, me talking about. At the very, very bottom, there's a little link that says, yes, please show me the dark side. This is an author I had back in the day called the Dark Side of .com Secrets. It's all the black hat stuff we were doing SEO back in the day. It doesn't work anymore, so don't ever try to buy it. But anyway, it was kind of a fun little campaign we did. And you scroll down, you click on the button down there, and then it opens the opt-in box down below. So again, it seemed like an article someone's reading, and then they click there, and then now it's like, oh, if you want the rest of this, give me your email address. And it was just a really cool way to build a list as well. Okay, so those are just a whole bunch of different layouts. Hopefully it gives you ideas of like, oh, I could do that and that. And this is like ones that look good and why they're simple and how they work, and just hopefully this gets your mind spinning on what's possible. So now I'm going to go through the second section here. These are lead funnels that are built to nurture. So if you look at these, all these are something they're opting them in and they're not selling them something right away. They're opting them in, they're pushing into their blog posts, they're opting them in to get them on the emails, whatever those things might be. Okay, so these lead funnels are all focused on nurturing. All right. So again, this is the concept we talked about earlier. They opt in, you get them to consume your content, which increases and builds a relationship with them. Okay. So this is one of mine. This is Funnel Hacker TV. When you come to Funnel Hacker TV, you come right here. So I'm going to give you instant access to the GeniusX bootleg videos never authorized to be shown online for free. So they come right here. Again, the top third is my big hard core call to action. They put their email address in. Notice I also got Messenger because that's what we do. And when they opt in, then it takes them to my YouTube channel. This is how we grow our YouTube channel. They come in here and give us email address. They come to our YouTube channel. Boom. They subscribe on YouTube, which then gives them this video we promise them, which happens also on YouTube. And now we're building up our YouTube subscribers. Okay, they start watching our Funnel Hacker TVs and our training videos, all sorts of stuff like that, which builds a relationship with them, which makes them more likely to buy from me in the future. Okay, so again, I'm not selling anything here. I'm just using this lead funnel to grow my YouTube channel. People always ask me, well, it's funny. So my kids, they love all the big YouTubers like Dan TDM, and they've got Dude Perfect, all these things. And they're always like, Dad, how many subscribers do you have? And I know they're always baiting me, and they're always, and I'm like, I don't know, it's like 85,000 or something. And they're like, oh, because he's got 12 million. I'm like, I know he does, but it doesn't. Anyway, we always get fights with my kids about it. But for most people, like marketing people, like, Russell, I only have 12 people on my channel. How do you have 85,000 people? Like, because we build lead funnels to get them in. I don't just hope it's going to work. I say to my podcast, I don't just hope people find my podcast magically. No, I build a lead funnel to get them in. So I just took one video from my YouTube channel. I gave away for free. When they give us their email address, boom. Lead magnet is one of the videos on my channel. I get them to subscribe, and then I get them into my channel. Does that make sense? Okay, now I have a chance to nurture them through that channel, through YouTube. Okay. All right, this is Ben Settles. Ben, I love Ben. He's a great marketer. If you watch his style, I'm gonna explain his business model, because his business model really leads to what we're talking about here. So Ben drives people here to basically get on his email list. You sign up. And if you read .com Secrets book, I talk about daily Seinfeld emails. I learned this from Ben. And Ben sends an email every single day, consistently every single day. He only has one product to sell most of the time. Sometimes he has something else, but 95% of the time he only sells one product, which is his print newsletter. And you'll see every single day you get an email, it's like, hey, and he tells some random story about whatever, and somehow he ties it back into his product. And you should, so because of that, you should get my email and newsletters. Click here to go get that. Next day, really fun, entertaining story, link now to go buy his newsletter. Every single day, he sends an email a day, every single day. Okay, so look at Ben's whole business model. All it is a lead funnel, one product, which is a print newsletter, and an email every single day. Okay, it makes great money. If you want to simplify your life, like his model is really simple. In fact, if I wasn't crazy, like if I was to start over my life right now, I'd just be like, I'm just gonna do Ben's model. I'm just gonna make a print newsletter, one landing page, get people email, and they'll send an email every single day. He wakes up, spends 10 minutes, sending an email a day, and then he's out goofing off writing zombie novels, things like that, which is actually true. So anyway, I love the model, but the landing page is simple, it's easy, it's got his face, builds a credibility, like it just looks awesome. You get one issue of his newsletter for free when you put your email address in, and then boom, he just says thanks, and then the daily email starter, and that's how he makes his money. Okay. This is from Forbes. Forbes learning how to become good marketers. Again, simple landing page, little black book of billionaire secrets. There's the page, there's the thing. You opt in for the free report, and this is something tricky they're doing, which is kind of cool. Then you come here. These are all the other email lists that Forbes has. So they don't want to, like when you subscribe to this one, you're getting this one. You're getting on whatever list they have right here. But here's like all the other lists. They have free report on this one. They have on 20 stocks to sell now. How to profit in the first phase of 5G. Amazon, like they have all these other reports. So if you click on those, then it subscribes you to multiple different lists. Okay, we talked about earlier, like the values of your list. Each of these lists are different for Forbes, right? So now you're on the Forbes, I don't know the names of the list, right? The technology list, now you're on the IRA list, now you're on the stock list. Like now you're on multiple lists, okay, the value for them goes up because now they've got you on multiple lists. So they opt you in for the black book, okay, they co-read you to different lists that they have, and then the thank you page, they just give you the black book. Very simple. Now you get on these email lists, they can start promoting you, selling other products and services and things like that. Okay, so Forbes is doing this as well, you guys. It works. This is Brian Dean, Backlinkio. Very simple. You come here for free, exclusive traffic tips. Put your email address in. It's so simple. It says thank you, and then he pushes you to Twitter. So you can build a relationship on Twitter. That's his platform of choice. On Twitter, you interact with him. That's where he tweets and does stuff like that. And then in the future, he pushes you to his blog posts, which I'll push you to his course and things like that. Okay, but he doesn't sell you initially. He just gets you on here, gets you connected to Twitter, where he does his communication with his audience. Okay, here's another one of his, same concept. He's got a really cool video. It's like a reverse squeeze page style. He's got a video teaching this big thing, this really cool concept about how he does his keywords, his backlinks. After you watch that, then you opt in, boom, then he thanks you, gives you the definitive guide he promises you, and then in the future he sells you. But he's all just nurturing up front for the first, I don't know, a couple weeks before he starts opening up ways to sell to you. Okay, this is Nomadic Matt. Again, super cool page. Picture of like the pleasure people want, first class flight, headline, name, email address, there's a picture of the book, send the book, boom, next page, gives you the book. You see success. Now check your email to confirm his prescription. So he sends it an email, and now he's got him, and he can sell them other products and services in the future. Okay, this is Video Fruit. Same thing, really cool headline. You click on the button, it pops up here, you put your email address in, and then goes through there as well. Okay, you know, and I hope you guys see this. I'm showing you tons of examples to see like, oh my gosh, there's a pattern. They're very, very similar. Everyone's got little tweaks, little changes, but it's simple page, lead magnet, push them into, and how to interact with you. This is how to build a relationship with me. Okay, this is Client Boost, same thing. This was a Halloween special they did. So 7 monstrous ways to improve your AdWords performances. You put your email address in. We can give you a 25-page PDF. It's a 15-minute read. I thought it was kind of cool. They show you that. Boom, there's the PDF, and then you can download the PDF and you can actually read it. Again, simple page that they're doing to match the season. They did this during Halloween. So like in your marketplace, what's coming up? What could you match? Like, it's Christmas coming up? It's whatever. Like leverage those things. If it's Christmas and you're on Facebook buying ads, the page looks like Christmas. If I did like the funnel's Christmas, 12 days of funnel Christmas, look like Christmas page, my people would be more likely to come in during Christmas. Okay. This is Noah Kagan, OK Dork. Again, it's so simple. Picture. Coupon, get access to 85% off his business hacks. So coupon, that's all he is. Opt in for coupon. It's like, cool, plug into my podcast. You can hear me here, Spotify, iTunes, or Overcast. Okay, get you to opt in, you plug in to his ears, and you listen to Noah on his podcast all the time. You build a relationship, you buy whatever he sells you in the future. Okay, this is SEO Moz, one of my favorite. I love this company. I think they're really cool. Also, they do simple headline, sign up now, boom, pushes you into the blog where you can start reading the blogs. Another SEO Moz one. This is their local stuff. Same thing. You want to read this report? Click down here. Here they get more information because they want to call you and actually sell you services. You get more information. Boom. They download the local state of SEO report. Again, very, very simple. The pattern consists, right? This is Affiliate Rambo. This is one of my favorite. I love this one. These are all my favorites, as you can tell. you guys tell I geek out on this stuff. I love it. So Affiliate Rambo, they're giving away a free membership. Like that's their lead magnet. It's a free membership, right? So boom, here's a free membership. You join now, it's free. Boom, you put a name, email, choose a password. Then it thanks you, and then after it thanks you, then it plugs you into the actual members area. I don't have a screenshot here, but it plugs you in the actual members area. And inside the members area, they have upgrades and upsells. Just like the App Store, you download an app, and like all the apps are free now. Have you noticed that? And you're playing, it's like, oh, unlock 5,000 magic crystals for $5, and you unlock, you're upgrading inside. Affiliate Rambo does a very similar thing. They bring you inside the members area, and then they unlock things, and all the paid stuff happens inside the members area. But think of how powerful that is as a lead magnet, a membership site. Like, hey, get a free account to my membership site. Ooh, that seems really cool. That's a really good lead magnet. Okay. This is Wealthy Affiliate. I love how these guys design stuff. Their design on this page is so beautiful. Very simple headline, opt in here. And theirs is very similar to the last one I showed you. They're giving away a free membership site. Then you create your username and password, and boom, you're plugged in, and they all the upgrades and things that happen inside. See? Upgrade to premium. Ooh. Okay, but again, they give away a membership site. Read it for me. Again, same thing, number one book summary service. You start through it now, you put in your email address, and then it gives you a bunch of the books right out of the gate. So you get, here's like 5 or 6 different books that hopefully you like, and then they try to sell you their other premium ones in the future. Again, look at the style of the page, the layout, how simple it is, all things that you guys can be modeling. Groupon became a huge company, same way. You go to groupon.com, and it literally is a lead funnel. You see behind the scenes, like, oh, there's all these cool deals. I want them, but I can't get to them. And it's like, oh, give us your email address, you get 70% off. Okay, it's a coupon. I'm going to coupon in your business. There's a coupon funnel. You opt in, boom, then they unlock all the coupons. You can go and you can buy from Groupon. HubSpot, also great marketers. They have a subscription to get people on their blogs. Come right here, subscribe to our blog. I'm interested in whatever thing it is, subscribe, and then boom, it says thank you. Very simple, and then they push you in the emails to their blog, and eventually they send you up to buy all the rest of their services. This one right here, some copy blogger. This is more of a long form one. So you come here, it's like a long form article. And then at the bottom, there's a link. You opt in, and then it takes you to the thing. And now you're on the copy blogger, and they start emailing you access to their blogs. Okay, you guys see the pattern? Build the list, and then nurture the list. Get them into your world. Salesforce, same kind of thing. They do these weekly briefs. You come in, put your email in, your country, you sign for free, and that's it. And like, cool, we'll send you more information about your brief. Click here, start your tour, and if you want more information on Salesforce, pushes them to the next steps right there. Okay? Social Media Examiner, same thing. Very simple. This is on their blog. It's a blog that's like, boom, get our content for free by email, opt in. And the lead magnet here is basically, I'm going to send you a free social media marketing industry report, 44 pages plus 70 charts. Okay, so an ebook and some charts. You opt in, boom, there it all is. And now check it out. Plug in the podcast. Thank you. Here's my free thing, which is going to build a relationship, and then plug in my podcast. So I talk to you every single day and build that relationship even more. Okay, this one right here is Refolio. Same thing. Notice this. I love this one because again, it's simple, but I love like you see what you're getting. Like this is the audio I'm going to get. I'm going to be able to listen on my phone. Like they can see it. Like, oh my gosh, that's what it's going to be. Opt in. Boom. She gives it to you, and now she's plugged in. Now you're listening to podcasts. Now you're connected with her. You're going to buy anything she recommends to you in the future. This one right here, I think this is one of Gora's. Sending a longer form, email address on the bottom. Boom. And that's it. HubSpot's another one. Download now for lead generation guide. They put it in. Boom, you get the guide. This one's interesting. This one's software. I like this one because you come here. It's just like, hey, download this. You click download, and it automatically starts downloading it. And then it pops up. You got to like create your account in the software, and boom, now you're on the list. So if you can create software, do it like super powerful as well as lead magnets. The software. Okay, Muzzle's a really example of software. Let me see. All right, then this is another one. Ebook. This one's, again, it's an ebook, but they're trying to get you on the phone if possible. So again, they ask for name and email address, but then it's like, okay, what other stuff do you know so they can find out if you're going to be a good lead for them to call, try to sell them on the bigger services. And this is from Unbounce. This is HubSpot. Same thing. Boom. This is what you're going to get. Boom. They get more information because they want to be able to call you on the phone and sell you other stuff, and then they give you the thing. This is the playbook. Again, simple design. Playbook pops. I want to stress this. A lot of you guys, I've seen some landing pages, and like the one place I do like having design is like in the thing that they're getting, like the widget that they're the lead magnet. Like paying a designer to create a really good e-cover, really good software box, really good whatever is really, really powerful. Okay, but again, simple. Boom. Oh, the other cool thing that they did, they used this cool thing called DriftBot, which instead of just having a form, it comes here and same thing. It's like, hey, you want this? Do you want this thing? Yes, please. And then say, okay, we got you. What's your email address? Type your email address. Cool. What's your first name? Cool. What's your phone number? And like it literally fills in the form for you, like in a conversation bot style. And when it's done, then boom, it sends you the thing you just asked for. So it's a really cool thing as well. I think DriftBot offers. 37 winning customer experience and customer stories. So if you have customer stories, success stories of your customers, boom, they opt in for success stories and it takes you to here, which now all the success stories obviously pitch you on the product. Rebilly, same thing, is a case study, how to increase your lifetime customer by 43%. What kind of case study could you offer? Create a case study, opt them in. All right, so those are the lead nurturing funnels. I know we're going through a ton of stuff, you guys, and we'll make sure you guys get the PDF when we're done too, so you can look at these in more detail because we're going kind of fast on them. So again, lead funnels are pre-sale. This is the example I showed you guys earlier from Brian Moran. You opt in for the book, you get the book, and then down here it's like, hey, now start building the audience. They click on there, which then takes them into whatever funnel it is you're trying to sell your product or service. Okay. All right, a good example of this for us is Funnel Fridays. So you go to funnelfridays.com. We're like, hey, sign up for this cool show. You have a chance. The Jim and I might actually review your funnel, which is going to be amazing. They put the email address in. We got the messenger bot. When I've got an email, I've got a message. I got 2 places now to message you guys back. Then it comes over here. It's like, here's the video, the most recent video. It's like, oh, to watch the video, it's like, oh, by the way, step 1, get your ClickFunnels account. Step 2, get your Funnel Scripts account. Okay. This little dorky funnel that me and Jim do every single Friday, the last time we tracked, it's kind of hard to track all the sales, but we know it's responsible for over $150,000 a month of Funnel Script sales alone. I don't know how much it adds to ClickFunnels, but us doing this little dorky live show is huge. It increases our revenue by a ton. And all it is they opt in, we do a live show, and then we tell them we'll go buy ClickFunnels and buy Funnel Scripts. Okay. This is digital marketer. I've been friends with Ryan Dice and Perry Belcher for more than a decade. And I'm going to show you a bunch of theirs, but notice the pattern. They're very simple. Okay. The ultimate social media swipe file and get 72 proven headlines and formulas. You opt in, boom, the page. Now notice this. This is the key. Up here it says important. Your social media swipe file is on its way due to factors outside of our control. Blah, 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 blah. It could take up to 10 minutes for you to receive the confirmation email with instructions. While you wait, read the page below to find out how to generate more leads. Okay. We all know the email instantly went in their inbox, but they don't want them to leave and go find the email, right? Because if you leave to go get the lead magnet, they lost your attention, right? So they don't give you the lead magnet on the thank you page because they've got a presentation for you, right? So they email you the lead magnet. They tell you it's going to be in your email in the next 10 minutes. You got 10 minutes time. So then you're like, I got 10 minutes to kill before the email shows up. It's like, well, read this right now. Boom. They push you into their $7 social media thing, right? Okay. Now notice you can see this pattern over and over again. Okay. Here's another one of theirs. The 10-minute social media audit from Digital Marketer. Same thing. Boom. It's emails on the way. Come right here to buy our thing. Okay. The Facebook ad template library. Same thing. Boom. Opt in. Okay. It's on your way. Come buy our thing. Okay. So you see how that works is you're deflecting the lead magnet. Okay, it's being emailed to you. Come watch this presentation where I can sell you the next thing in our funnel. Okay. Another digital marketer one. This ultimate email marketing metrics guide and tracking sheets. Boom, boom, boom. And this is cool. Step number 1. Download your guide. Step number 2, get your free training. Step number 3, boom, join the Netflix of marketers. That is pushing them into the continuity program. Okay, so it's a little different model on this one, but same basic concept. Is opt in for the thing. Here you go, get it. Now go. Here's how you get to my next funnel to become a member. This is Lady Bosses. Lady Boss, I love all their stuff. Obviously, this is Kaylin's weight loss kickstart. You come here to claim your weight loss kickstart. Most of her Facebook lives push to this. She's like, hey. She shares a weight loss tip, and she goes like, "Go get your free weight loss kickstart." People come here, they opt in. As soon as they opt in, they get the kickstart in the email, and then boom, pushes them into her membership site. Okay, here's another one. This is her audiobook. Same thing. Go get my audiobook for free. They put the email address to get the free audiobook. Then boom, takes them into the trial for her continuity program. Okay, Barefoot Rider. Same thing. Very simple. Discover 9 ways you can learn. To make a very good living as a writer, put an email address in, boom. While we get your special report ready, watch this video. So we're getting your special report ready. It'll be ready in like 10 minutes. Watch this video while you're waiting, which then sells them on the course for what they just opted in for. Okay. Business Insiders, same thing. If you want to get the slide deck, you put your email address in here. It's like, boom, it's confirmed, check your email. But while you're waiting, boom, pushes them directly into the next funnel, the next sales pitch. Carrot is one of my Inner Circle members. I love their stuff. He has the opt-in for the Bible. Very simple page. You opt in, then boom, takes you to video number 1, video 2, and then pushes them to webinar. So these are all videos that indoctrinate you to build a relationship. Video 1, video 2, and then push them to webinar, where then they sell you their software. It's same company, same business, just different lead magnet. Okay, so this lead magnet here was the SEO keyword Bible. This lead magnet here is the top performing PPC ads. Boom, opt in, and then video 1, video 2, push them to the free webinar. Okay. WordStream, same thing. Get the guide, opt in here for the free guide. Boom, and then start my free trial. Okay. Here's the free report. Now I can start the free trial. 1, 2. This one I showed because this is one from like a franchise. So it's like, hey, do you want to like start a franchise? Opt in here to start a franchise. They put in their email address here to start it. Then immediately takes the next page. It's like, hey, you're probably going to get financing if you're going to buy a franchise because they're really expensive. So fill out this form right here. Give us your social security number, everything else, and we're going to get you qualified for financing for the franchise you are about to buy. Okay, this is Numerologist. This was some of my friends. This is one of the most brilliant lead funnels I've ever seen in my life. You come in here, you put in your name, your month, your date, your birthday, and all this kind of stuff. But notice no email address yet. The next page is the video. It says, Gabe, based on all the stuff you just sent me, this whole video saying your life path to Russell, your birthday is this day, and it shows you all this stuff. And you're like, oh my gosh, how do they know all this stuff about me? It's like fortune telling, right? And then at the end, it's like, hey, if you want the free report, give me your gender and your thing, or not your free report. So this is the numerology, or this is the first part of the report. This is the second part of the report. So you put in your gender and your name, and then you click that, and then the sales video picks back up based on your name, tells you the next part of your numerology report. And then here it's like, okay, if you want the actual report, what's your email address? Boom, and then it emails the report, and the last page takes you to the actual sales page. This one, I literally yesterday as I was preparing this, I went through the funnel again. I watched every single video, every single page, and these guys are killing. They've built lists of millions and millions of people through this funnel, and it's worth watching and studying. Okay, and this is one in the How to Pick Up Chicks dating market. Reverse squeeze page funnel. Click the video course, pops up, name, email, boom, immediately over to sales video, which then sells you into their course. StubHub, boom, request free evaluation, boom, and then right here you can hire them as a company. Okay, so if you are the type of company that people can hire you, same kind of thing. Create a really cool evaluation, request free evaluation, boom, and then click here to actually hire me, push you directly into the hiring funnel. This is if you've got like a lot of different products, this is really cool. When I saw you come right here, you opt in for the free bicep black book because we all want big biceps. And it's like, thank you very, very much. And like, oh, by the way, let me help you choose a program. I got a whole bunch of them. Okay, you requested the bicep information, but I got chest, I got legs, I got this and this and this, and you push them into a little funnel to figure out what product to buy from you next. Ad Espresso. So these guys, I'm gonna go through fast. I think there's like 7 or 8 of the Ad Espresso ones. I want you to see like they just keep creating different lead magnets and they plug them into the exact same template. Okay, notice the very first one, Instagram ad cost benchmarked. Instagram ad cost, complete updated resource for 2018. So you opt in here to get the ad cost, and then the thank you page is like, cool, here's the thing. Then start a trial of the Ad Espresso software. Okay, then here's the next one, Facebook ad cost. Okay, so the first one was Instagram ad cost. Now I've got Facebook ad cost. Boom, you opt in, download it here, start your free trial. Next one, boost your Google Ads campaign, YouTube video, true video. Now you can. So you opt in, boom, get most content, start your trial. The next one here, free Facebook ads inspiration for your 500 amazing Facebook ad examples. Opt in here, you get examples, start your free trial. Okay, here's another one, social proof marketing. Opt in, here's the download, start your free trial. Here's the next one, lead generation. Here's a whole bunch of ways to grow your business to Facebook ads. Opt in, download, boom, start your free trial. Okay, Facebook custom audiences. Here's an example, opt in, trial. Like, you notice that they all look exactly the same. Like, it's the same thing. They just keep plugging in different lead magnets really, really quickly. Okay, so like when you start having like when your back end starts converting, you're like, for me, I have ClickFunnels that sell. So I create tons and tons of front ends, all bring people into ClickFunnels, right? Same thing for you is like, after you have a front end that sells, you don't grow your company by adding more like new things, just create new front end leads that keep pushing people in, right? You can target different segments, people interested in Instagram advertising, Facebook advertising, YouTube advertising. You're using different lead magnets to pull in different segments of the market in. Here's do's and don'ts of Facebook ads. You opt in, you download now, start your free trial. Twitter ads, you opt in, download, start your free trial. Instagram ad inspiration. Here's a bunch of Instagram ads we like. Opt in, download, free trial. In case you see it over and over and over and over and over again. Okay, this is so fun. I know that I'm probably geeking out on this more than you guys. I love just looking at all these things, and it gets the wheels in my head spinning. Okay, so I want to try to find some local ones. Obviously, these are fewer and far between because most local businesses don't know about lead funnels yet. My goal is to help change that because there's so many powerful ways to do it. But if you look at this, rank 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 this, the bigger version of that, where you get all the other stuff for $7. Okay, so it pushes you into the paid funnel. Same thing here. We've got opt in here, confirm your address, and then boom, they push you directly into their $49 product. I want to show you this is the betting gods. This is for the free horses, and then this one's for free soccer. So it's the exact same funnel. They're just betting on horses, betting on soccer, betting on whatever. They've got funnels for all of them, and they just tweak a couple of things, and they all kind of lead to the same spot. Okay, Brendon Burchard's, same thing. He's got here his audiobook. If you want the audiobook version of High Performance Secrets, opt in here. He sends you the audiobook. Boom, check your email. Audiobook's coming. And while you're waiting, would you invest $1 to get the same mindset as everyone else? Boom, pushes you into his continuity program. GoPro, again, this is Brian Rand's got my favorite designs. This stuff's so clean and simple. You got the thing right here. You opt in for the first 2 chapters for free. So you get the first 2 chapters, and then boom, you want the whole book shipped to you for free, right? So like for me, for all my book funnels, I get it really easily. Like, hey, you want the first 2 chapters of .com Secrets? Opt in here for the first 2 chapters. Boom, here's the first 2 chapters. If you want the rest of the book, click here to get it free plus shipping or however you sell in your next funnel. Same thing here. Simple page. I like this one too. The reason I want to show you this one is because a lot of you guys have training courses. Maybe there's like 8 module training course. This one's basically get the first module for free. If you want it for free, click instant access, put email address in, and then boom, there's the first module. And then from there, after you go through the first module, like boom, click here to upgrade the second module. And then the last one I'm going to show you guys is one of mine, which is one of the ones we drive tons and tons of traffic to. You guys know the Funnel Hacker Cookbook? So it's a physical product, but we give away the PDF as well for free. So you come here, get 22 sales funnels for free. They click here, pops up, the email address in, and they look over here. Boom, they can download the free PDF, or I can ship you a hard copy for whatever, it should be $10 shipping, handling, whatever it is. And this is one of our biggest funnels for generating leads consistently inside of our company. So yes, that is how you use lead funnels. So obviously we covered a ton today during the training. I showed you tons of examples. I wanted to, in this training, really kind of explain some of the examples so you see them. When you guys do get the PDF, you'll be able to look at them and see actual examples like, okay, that's how that works. And you can get a better look at every single one of them. But hopefully you guys understand just the whole business as a whole, like where squeeze pages and lead funnels came from, like the history behind it. Why do you need to be building lists? Why is that the focal point of all businesses? How do follow-up funnels work? How do you create lead magnets? Then after you have those lead magnets, what do you house them in? And you've seen now 106, I know it was a lot, but there's 106 different examples of really cool lead funnels you can use, first off to generate a lead and then to nurture the lead, and second off to generate a lead and then push them into your funnel to sell them some products and some services. So that is the official training for lead funnels. Hope you guys loved it. Hope you got a ton of ideas, inspiration. And with that said, thanks you guys for hanging out and being on the training, and we'll talk to you guys all again soon. Bye, everybody.